actually what's happening right here. We're actually talking through the same mic. The reason why it sounds,
I hate you.
The reason why the quality is a little bit different is because I have to like keep my mouth shut because, you know, I'm actually trying to be a ventriloquist.
DM is not my dad. I'm saying it on stream. When I get a PC, I'm gonna make him my son.
Alright, so now we're going into bands. We got Club V band from Bensen, we got Mansion band from MePBat, we got Short Enough band from MePBat.
You know they're gonna play an RWET. Or not,
Interesting.
they're gonna play an official. I really think they're gonna play an official.
For a moment, I was a little spooked. I was like, alright, MePBat band an official, Bensen band a random workshop. So that implies to me that it's gonna go random workshop official, which then means you play on a random workshop. But then MePBat immediately broke that trend and went for Short Enough, so yeah. What do I know?
They're just getting the ones they don't want to play.
Dang, I really wanted to see a dancehall neutral start. I love dancehall. Dang.
We've been singing a lot of dancehall though. Same thing with Speed City.
Yeah, I don't know. Speed City, it kind of lost its charm to me once they changed the way boost works. Because now, like, what's so interesting about it to me? It's just grapple spam. Like, why do I care about grapple spam? Whatever.
So it's like a pitfall to you?
A little bit, yeah. But that's just me. But looks like we're going to Plaza or Theme Park. Thanks, we're going to Theme Park.
We're going to Theme Park. Alright.
I believe both of these players are liable to do the Theme Park skip, so we definitely might see that here. Theme Park skip, if you guys are unfamiliar, you can skip the entire right-hand climb. You just go right and start going to the left. It's crazy.
Edakk, I don't think you fixed your spin. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, so you didn't miss anything. Bensen, all that happened was Bensen got an item and MePBat got an item. So interesting note about Dashwall, his character never does anything. He just kind of like jumps. You know
Yeah, I know, that's what I like about him. Like his hand just moves, but he's got that, keeps the drink intact.
Oh, so we see Bensen opting to use his shockwaves to get rid of those boxes there, to then increase his speed later on. And then also take the route with the lever. That's so rarely done.
It's not a bad tactic if you're in front. Ooh.
Bensen also going very creative with these grapples. He's using them in places I never would have imagined. He used them, I think, twice on wall climb sections, and then once to try and stop MePBat from using his own normal grapple. Not gonna get him the victory though. I don't know if that was
I saw what he was going for.
So he used the same shockwave location that time, but this time he went under.
Oh, very unfortunate for MePBat.
So it looks like Bensen's actually doing counter strats. You can't do the right hand skip if somebody goes and stays on that bottom and goes far right. It's not possible. You camera kill them.
Yeah, you screened them, dude.
So we got Bensen busting out the counter strats, which is like, that's so rarely seen.
Ooh,
oh,
that was just aggressive. That's the second time he's been bombed, dude.
There's absolutely nothing Bensen could have done in that scenario. He just was done. Sometimes that happens.
Okay.
Alright. Interesting position for a box.
I'm surprised he didn't make it through the boost in time.
Ooh, I think he can void it though. Oh,
nah.
If
he got baited.
If he placed that box and then also avoided his own box, that would have been the craziest thing.
Why is MePBat keep getting bombs?
And with that, it looks like MePBat's bombs are just not going to box Bensen out too hard. Bensen not quite able to make the comeback. MePBat always been very good at using items in places that you just can't avoid them though. It may seem a little bit boring because you're not getting those crazy random wins, but it's consistent, it works, and you saw it there. He won. So it's definitely a good strategy.
Yeah, it reminds me of my console match with a plat, where he just kept getting bombs in front and just sending me off screen. It's unlucky, dude.
Laboratory? So I didn't like this map when I first started playing, because the map is pretty strange. But it's really grown on me a lot since I came back a little bit and started playing on it more. So I'm interested to see what routes these guys have. Unfortunately, they both messed up the beginning.
I've never seen this map like played by pros. Like I just don't pay attention to it.
This map is another one of those maps that's kind of like Factory, where there's a lot of little play going on. It's not always the bigger stuff. You're not always seeing crazy fast strats. A lot of the time you're seeing little minute item plays or like precise grappling like you just saw there from Bensen and MePBat. Getting up there is pretty difficult. You have to land at least 2 grapples if you don't have enough speed, and neither of the players had enough speed there. Still both making it up. You got this reverse grapple that's a little bit precise, as we just saw there, MePBat not quite hitting it. Of course, this section, which requires the most finessing of like left and right hits you ever see.
Yeah, I struggled really hard when I first played this to do this.
It's one of those things that you really just have to learn. It doesn't come easy.
Yo, that freeze.
That freeze was crazy. You know, I've always thought about that. I've always wondered, is it better to sometimes just use the boost tunnel there? Never know. Okay, alright, MePBat landing that grapple through the section there.
Yeah, he landed the grapple very, very nicely.
Yeah, that too. Interesting. Players not opting to go for the boosted coke, instead opting to go for the top route there, it looked like.
Yeah, so it just occurred to me, oh, Bensen hitting that. I've never seen that.
Is it boosted coke or boosted cola? Do you know?
It's boosted coke. I'm like 90% positive.
I'm pretty sure that little thing said boosted coke. Yeah, okay, it says boosted coke. Okay, we're good. We also not seeing either of them go for that top route. I think MePBat's making spare of the moment decisions though to not go up there because he's not getting the height he needs. But I think Bensen's also just opting not to take that top route on the far right side.
Right. Also, just occurred to me how long this map is.
Yeah, it's a very long map. I think the only map in the current workshop, or not workshop, regular pool that's longer is Zoo. Maybe Royale. Royale is deceptively long. Oh my goodness, MePBat made it up there! I don't think I've ever seen somebody make that shortcut without the grapple. Wow.
Very nice.
Learn something new every day. It must be because once you get to a certain boosted coke amount, you can do it. That's crazy. Oh, okay. I thought MePBat might use the bomb to go up into that shortcut. He actually had, I think he had the height, but maybe he bonked his head on the slope. Whoa!
The fireball just barely missed him. Bensen staying in the game.
But the fireball missed him, but it also blocked his grapple there. I don't know if you caught that. MePBat tried to grapple back to get something, to get a...
I'm struggling to catch things. Oh, that missile really messed him up.
Very unfortunate. And with that, Bensen's gonna take that win 3-0. Despite how the match appears to have shown up. Okay, Bensen called me out there. I deadass said, very unfortunate right there. Anyways, but despite how lopsided that seemed to be with the 3-0, those individual rounds are all very close. MePBat definitely could have taken any of them. Still a very close game.
All right, the score is tied 1-1. Something tells me these games are going to be very close.
Yeah, definitely. I know MePBat is consistent on Plaza. I believe when we were playing in my 2v2 tournament, I was like, oh, I'm good at Plaza, and he mentioned that he's like, oh, that's also one of my better maps. So I expect to see him being at least consistent, if not necessarily the fastest. Of course,
I didn't say, but that was a good rocket from Bensen.
Yeah, there's always that little.
Oh god, the bomb!
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of weird properties in this game surrounding certain items. So I think what bomb does is it actually resets your velocity to the negative direction, whatever the inverse direction of what you had was. That's what my theory is. So when you bomb somebody on a grapple, it doesn't disconnect the grapple. It instead sets their velocity in the other direction, which means the grapple just turns around. Which is also why sometimes when somebody's going really fast and you bomb them on a grapple, I don't think it always will turn them around. I don't have any proof for this, by the way. These are just my thoughts.
Bensen, I probably wouldn't waste boost here. Yeah.
All right. Bensen opting to save his boost, take the next round, possibly. MePBat just barely getting close enough to be able to hit that grapple in the beginning. So this top part of Plaza always is the most fun for me, because I think that's where the most item interaction always occurs. And there's also the dynamic of the spikes. But I don't think we've seen anything too crazy yet here.
So far, it just seems like a normal Plaza game.
Yeah, fairly consistent. Benson going for some uncharacteristic items, but items can be very good.
Ooh.
That's very unfortunate that MePBat hit himself with that rocket. And
The box
take the win, yeah. Benson really sealing that one out. Even if MePBat somehow had managed to hit the slope and like proceeded to get some speed, he would have had to jump early to avoid that box. So he was just, there was no way he was coming back from that.
0 chance. Alright, MePBat's pick.
So now we're going to factory. I don't know if I would take Benson to factory. Benson has some specific strats on this map that I've seen very few people that go for. For instance, on the right side, he can get into the boost tunnel strat without having any boost himself. That's very difficult to do. But he says he's practiced it and that he's relatively consistent. Relatively meaning like he probably gets it once in every like 4 or something like that. I don't know.
Let's see.
Often gets
Nice
the normal route. That's just fast. It's still good, of course. You know, it's probably faster in the long term, but it's just always interesting to note that having boost there is normally a necessity, and for Benson, it's not.
So far, I haven't seen anybody go for the factory swing.
Yeah, the fact
that'll
that
happen.
I personally don't even think it's that high of a risk, and you get quite a reward. Because if you hit it and you don't, and you mess up, like you're just turning around and you're using your boost, and then you're going to get more boosts. No big deal. But if you hit it, then suddenly you're just like ahead of everybody, which is really good. Oh my goodness! I thought for sure MePBat was gonna get hit there, but I think Benson jumped. If he hadn't jumped, I think the door would have actually pushed MePBat into that ice beam, and Benson might have been able to take the round. Oh,
ooh, he tried.
But there you see what I'm talking about. He turns around, he starts boosting, barely loses any position. Very low risk.
I respect the attempt for sure. It's clear that Ismail is rooting for Benson.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, damn!
I heard that, so our audio and our video is a little bit desynced for you guys, just so you know, and I heard that rocket and my whole body tensed, because I wasn't sure if it hit yet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me. I hear the audio a second before the gameplay actually shows up. It is not a father and son stream, taters. Calm down.
Look, just because my son's a little bit unruly doesn't mean anything.
Shut. Damn. Unlucky for Benson.
That was a very nice ball from MePBat, though, to be fair. Barely managed to hit him. I'm honestly surprised to hit him, too. Benson in the chat, like, visibly surprised. Ooh, Benson taking the top route there, stealing off the shortcut, or... I guess it's a shortcut? I don't really know how to describe that. I never thought of it that way.
Hmm.
Oh,
oh boy!
MePBat
Oh boy!
blocking out.
Oh boy!
Time for the boost.
And he hit him with the gold hook though. Oh, he knows. He knows.
Oh, he's
forced
forcing it. He's forced him.
Nice, dude.
Now, can Benson make this boost list? That's the question. Oh, he made it!
Oh, nice.
My goodness.
Nice move.
I told you, Benson is crazy. Of course, MePBat's crazy too. MePBat not being affected by that grapple at all. Also had essentially no boost at the time.
Oh, he messed with himself. Is Benson gonna put the bomb? Yes, he is! In the roof! Oh, shit!
Benson giving MePBat a taste of his own medicine right there. That was actually insane.
That was nuts, dude. Oh boy.
We are definitely seeing some tremendous play out here.
Yeah, Benson recovering from that wholesomely. Taking top route. Arc slope? No? He's just gone.
Oh, Benson is being absolutely brutal with his items too. He's placing boxes in places you just can't avoid them. He's using his grapples in places that are, if you avoid them, you'll probably kill yourself. Like,
was he gonna box them? Oh, it just barely missed.
Benson is out here for blood. Oh!
I think we all want to see some blood. Oh boy!
My goodness! MePBat going for like, it looked like a little bit of a bait even. He kind of stayed a little bit lower than normal to like maybe fake like that he was going on the bottom route, but then still opted to go top. Benson, knowing that if he goes bottom, he's probably gonna die, tries to go top, ends up hitting his head on the top, the box there and falling. that's gonna be 2-2.
All right, we're having some very solid gameplay. That factory game was what I've been searching for, the top tier factory game.
That was definitely.
And then of course we got to be on Metro now.
Well, immediately by the Metro game, very similar map styles. The two. I think Metro, the only thing that it doesn't have that Factory does have, is that that like left side section where there's one really precise strat. I don't think there's any too precise strats in Metro. It usually boils down to who knows who can get in the other one's mind better.
Sometimes it's RNG too.
A little bit. This map can definitely,
For instance, that bomb.
If you want to, you can definitely box somebody from getting any items, or box somebody out from getting items for a long time on the map, which can definitely, well, obviously hurt their chances of winning because they don't have items, but can also hinder your mental, because it's like, dang, I don't even have a chance at coming back. I can't even get items.
Both players going for top route.
Ooh, MePBat.
He's lucky enough to get a box.
That was some crazy. That was, or not crazy. That was some in-depth item play right there. You saw Bensen knowing.
Yeah,
the
that
box.
was very unlucky for Bensen just now.
MePBat showing that he's definitely out here to win. He's not making mistakes. He's doing the items he needs to do, taking the routes he needs to take.
I wonder if we'll be able to see a comeback here.
I think Bensen actually helped MePBat there in the long term. I think he got hit by that rocket, and then Bensen grappled him, and it pushed him a little farther forward.
Oh wow, he actually killed him right there. Okay.
But actually, no. Wow, I think Bensen's playing 5D chess, because I just realized he used that grapple probably to make sure that MePBat couldn't get any boost, and because MePBat didn't have any boost, he couldn't come back.
Thus, he takes the second win.
And yeah, that was actually insane. Bensen's out here playing really far ahead.
200 IQ gameplay.
Or maybe he just got lucky. Who's to say? But it looks like MePBat's gonna take this win with that drill. Not much Bensen could do about that one.
Was he in front with the drill?
He was in front with the drill. The drill's, I think, a 1 in 100 chance regardless of position. Very... I know some of us debate it. I know Redis is not a fan, personally, for reference. So I know there's definitely some people out there who are trying to, like, not have drills be a part of tournaments because they're a little bit RNG based, right? If you just get a drill in the front, sometimes you just randomly win. But at the same time, using drills in the right areas is also important, so it's not like it's a free win or something. A little bit of a debate.
I can see where he would be coming from there, but like you just said, it's not always the case. Sometimes drills are important.
It's definitely one of the only items that I could see being taken out and it not really affecting the game and having it, you know. But anyways, back to the match. We're on Power Plant now. We're going all three of the micro movement maps in a row.
I respect it a lot. This official gameplay.
Of course, Power Plant a little bit less.
Speaking of drills, ooh.
Yeah, Power Plant's a little bit less about micro movement than the other two, I would say. Definitely still has some of it though. I think Power Plant boils down more to knowing where you can use items and how they're going to affect the other person. Because if you use a rocket on somebody right here, for instance, they might not actually take any damage. They might just like hit a bunch of slopes and be fine.
Right. Oh, the invisible rocket hit him. Nice.
I'm also okay. Yeah, that's. You hate to see it when the rocket. You just can't even. Well, you hate to not see it even, I guess, because you couldn't see the rocket.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bensen trying to be real crispy with that one. Wow. You tried to get MePBat to not be aware / ready for that grapple, and then have him fall into the spikes, or at the very least mess him up. Okay, so there's actually a little bit of a mind games you can do there. If you wait like maybe half a second right before you enter that boost tunnel, you can make sure, or essentially make sure, that the rocket that gets shot out of that rocket launcher hits the other person every time. It's a little bit of a spacing trick, but it can definitely be done. I'd be interested to see.
You just gotta time it where they're behind you in the right spot, and they just get bopped by it.
Exactly. And of course, you can play around it by waiting yourself, but it'd be interesting to see.
Oh, I thought Benson went through the laser for a second. I was gonna be very confused.
So Benson, as I mentioned there a second ago, if you rocket yourself, you can actually hit like 3 slopes in a row, and it can actually sometimes give you more speed. So that's what we just saw Benson attempting to do. But he ended up hitting it in not the right spot. So then he'd hit a flat surface, and then just
MePBat could easily fireball him. Yep, I knew it. Score is now 4-2.
Yeah. I can't even keep up with these guys. They're like, as I'm like finished explaining one scenario, another scenario has already happened. Fuck.
You don't need to explain every scenario.
No, I know, but I'm looking at the stuff and I'm like, dang, that's so like they do so many crazy things. It's actually incredible to watch.
I was about to say, we already played Theme Park.
Interesting. So we are going to go back to Theme Park because Benson lost. This is the first time I think I've ever seen this happen, where you lose on a map and you decide to go back to it. I've always been interested in that. That's like
another world.
That's like a confidence thing. Like, and to be fair, you expertly noted that MePBat did get a lot of bombs in that run, so that could have been the contributing factor right there. If he gets, for instance, a bunch of boxes instead, he might be completely fine.
Hopefully he won't just get bombed at the top left constantly.
Yeah.
We don't need to see that happen again.
So yeah, we're going back to Theme Park. Oh, it looks like both players possibly opting to take the shortcut. Oh, not. Oh!
Oh!
Benson trying to go for the counter strat, but MePBat making it high enough that time that it's not going to matter.
I probably would have used the drill to ensure he wouldn't be able to make it.
But this time Benson's gonna get him with it.
Nice.
Oh, okay, if they had spawned back over by the trigger still, Benson could have used the drill and gone for it again. It would have been 2 wins back to back. Would have been a fantastic start for Benson.
It's already a good start for both of them, really. Now, Chipes, when you say that, apparently we're both DMs, so who are you talking about? Yeah, see, Ismail gets it. Which DM?
Of course. Benson going for that rocket there, probably to make sure that MePBat can't use the shortcut route, or the skip, because if he'd gone up there, then the rocket would have hit him. We got MePBat using the camera kill, sorry. Had to take a moment to...
I personally don't think that camera kill should be a thing. It's kind of annoying.
It's a little bit annoying, because as you saw there, MePBat killed him without even having any like camera, like sudden death stuff. But at the same time, it is also just basically a choke point, so it's not substantially different from like putting a box under something, just that you don't need anything to do it.
Right.
Alright. So we see both players opting to go above the thing there. Just a little note, you can, there's like 4 or 5 routes you can do there. You can like go under it, and then you can...
Ooh, Benson looks like he might be... Oh, no, he messed it up. Oh yeah, I just noticed, this is Benson's last chance.
Yeah, this is Benson's tournament life right here. If he doesn't win this round, then he's out. If he doesn't win the next round, then he's out. So okay, so this is the other route I was going to talk about, the one that Benson just tried to take there, but didn't quite land. You can actually double grapple under, and then also grapple the next thing.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Looks like that'll be it.
I mentioned this beforehand, and I mentioned it now. MePBat, the very consistent player, and as you saw there, he just never really made any glaring mistakes. He made a couple small ones, but that consistency really carried him through. And at the end, that's just going to be what did it.